Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm back again with another video, and today's story is a huge interesting throwback where I go about telling how I first got into manga. This story also takes place back in the 6th grade in the cafeteria of my local middle school, and this is also before school started for the day, so little Thomas got there at like 7 a.m. and school was supposed to start at 8 a.m. I don't know how it was in your school, but if you were dropped off by your parents, you would have to wait in the cafeteria along with the other privileged kids who also despise taking the bus. Among all the people in the cafeteria was one of my friends, and let's call him Bradley. So me and Bradley were really cool with each other. He normally comes into school every single day like me, so we always sat at the same table in the cafeteria to always hang out and talk every single day. So some of the things that we did together was I just basically mopped the floor with him in Pokemon battles, and then I also bodied him in Yu-Gi-Oh games. Or we just simply talked about Halo Reach since your man's just got an Xbox 360 at the time, and Halo Reach was a hot topic. But this specific day changed me. So Bradley came into school with a book. Homeboy, doesn't even read at all. He's not even that good at school, and he normally just plays video games all day like me. So it was kind of odd of me to see him with a book. Of all people, him with a book, that doesn't add up. So the book was mainly read with a hand on it with eyes on it. And I was kind of weirded out by the fact that, I don't know, hand with eyes on it, that's kind of weird. So I thought it was some kind of boring sci-fi chapter book he thought was interesting. So I asked him, what do you have right there? And a boring book? We both know you don't read. He's like, yo, Thomas, you gotta check this out. It's called Parasite, and it reads right to left. And he flips through this manga showing me all the art, and I'm like, oh shit, this is kind of cool, actually. I'm not even much of a reader, actually. In fact, reading's always been my weak point in academics. It showed on my MCA testing scores, and I don't even know if you guys even remember that test. It's like the ACT test for elementary school kids. But anyways, I failed that all the time in the reading section. Okay, so yeah, back to the story. So he then tells me, yo, Thomas, this is manga. And dude, I swear, he looks at me like, dude, you gotta check this out. He found treasure, So he then talked about how Japan is kind of cool for making books that are more appealing to people, and to be honest, he's honestly right. While he's raving about how manga is so cool, he then tells me about the summary of Parasite, how the main character on the cover, Shinichi, lost his right arm due to a parasite taking over his head. And now he has superhuman strength while having full control of his body. And he's like, yeah, Shinichi has to coexist with the parasites while defending himself from the other parasites who took over the head of other humans. So, I mean, the plot sounded kind of cool at the time, to be honest. He showed me fight scenes between Shinichi and the dog parasite. And boy, I was sold. Manga couldn't get any better than that, and I was basically so happy to hear something so cool from a book. All the chapter books never sounded this interesting, so I asked Bradley, can I borrow that volume? He gave it to me, and I basically read that volume in a day. Straight up a day. It never took me that fast to finish a book ever. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely creased the shit out of that volume, because I probably didn't even know how to appreciate a volume of manga. Alright, so fast forward in the future, okay, so I hand back the volume to Bradley, and he's kind of disappointed by the creases, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure this is the reason why I never got to borrow a book from him ever again. But after that, we had a good-ass discussion about Volume 1 of Parasite, and we honestly fanboyed over Shinichi. He's the coolest MC at the time, and still cool to this day. So after school that day, I asked my mom if I can go to Barnes & Noble's to buy some books, and dude, she was kind of happy. She was so happy that her son didn't want to play video games after school. I mean, I feel like any mom would be pretty happy if their son or daughter wanted to go to Barnes & Noble instead of play video games. So my mom drove me and my brother to Barnes & Noble's, and so when we got there, she hid away in the magazine aisle, and I basically introduced my brother in 3rd grade to manga at the time. So I basically gave him the whole run through like Bradley gave to me. So I really hyped him up, and I think it worked because he picked a Volume 1 and I picked a Volume 2, all funded by my mom. And she was honestly pretty happy to help pay for the books, since she thought we were getting pretty smart, at least smarter than we actually were through these books. And by reading these books, I'd like to think I was getting smarter. Anyways, so we finished up our volumes that week and went back to Barnes & Noble the following week and just sat there for no joke 2 or 3 hours. We nerded out reading Parasite, and during those times I finished volumes 3 and 4 of Parasite and bought 5 and 6. And my mom was the goat for sitting in a bookstore for that long, because if I was a mom, I don't think I would have stayed there for more than 1 hour. Alright, so fast forward more, I met up with Bradley again in school, and I told him I finished the Parasite series, and dude, Mans was still on volume 4 by the time I finished, so we talked up to that point, and it was really cool to have someone connect with in manga, to be honest. It's like a niche topic amongst people in school, and I went to a predominantly like white school, so not people would get manga at the time, and people make fun of you if you actually watch or read manga since they thought it was some kind of degen shit. LMAO. I feel like some of you guys can relate to this, and you can only bring it up with like certain people, or you're considered the weird kid. You feel? So after Parasite, I actually started the Attack on Titan series, and this is a time where Attack on Titan's actually just released season 1 of the anime, so I was pretty stoked to start reading that. In the end, Parasite was the start of my manga collection. I still have the volumes I bought way back then and completed all the Gap volumes later on. Like, you can tell volumes 1 and 2 were the oldest manga series, or the manga volumes of my collection, because they're the most yellow ever. But without Bradley, I don't think I would have ever got into manga or even ventured into anime at all. From the Parasite manga, I found like the Parasite anime, and from that anime, I found more manga and anime series. And I was soon addicted to the manga and anime in middle and high school, and basically I was from there on a closet weeb. So here's my story, and if you'd like to share about how you got into manga, throw it down in the comment sections below. It'd be really cool to see how different or the same you guys got into manga and what series you started off with. Anyways guys, I hope you liked the video, and see you in the next. Peace.